So guys, in the last session, we discussed about the Django installation, guys. So Django installation, we discussed. So and using that one project, basic project also we created. So simply overview, guys, today. So Django related, how installing Django installation. So very important these commands. That's why again and again I'm telling. Once if you are understanding these all things, then rest of the code easily we can developing. So Django module how installing? Open the command prompt and use the pip command. Pip install pip install Django. Pip install Django. This is the module name, guys. So if you want any version, then required version number you can use. Otherwise, the latest version you are going to get. So how this Django is getting and downloading and storing, installing everything is done by pip. So Python installer package. Pip stands for Python installer package. What is the use of pip command? Where available pip command? People are asking guys. So you are going to tell this one. So now pip command is communicated to web location, finding the searching for specific module, finding this module and downloading and installing. After installing, this is available in the Python software location. That is the process, guys. So after installing, you are going to get Django admin.py file. This is a Django framework related main file, guys. Yes. Wait, guys. Guys, all of you getting my voice? Come on,
Yeah,
let me
yes,
know.
sir.
Somebody is sending message, not getting voice. So Krishna, can check it, guys, your side one more time. Krishna, can unmute your speaker. I mean, can unplug your headset and again connect. Nagilla, Praveen Reddy also saying same. Somebody is saying yes, coming voice. Why, man? Praveen Reddy can also do. So here, please unplug your earphones. Okay, headset and connect again. Connect again, guys. Connect again. Yes, now this one you are getting, guys. So later using this file I'm going to create the project name. So open the CMD and I want to create the project. How you are going to create project? Django admin followed by start project, guys. So start project followed by project name. Django admin start project followed by project name. Demo project. This is my project, guys. I created. This is my project. So now change the directory, guys. CMD cd demo project. I'm changing to directory into the demo project. So now my command prompt location I'm going to get like this one, guys, the demo project location. So now here I want to execute, I want to create one application, guys. I want to create one application. So how do you create? Python manage.py and start app followed by app name, guys. Followed by app name. So this is the application name, guys. This is application name. So now after creating project name and application name, if we want to run this server, guys, if you want to run this server, again you are going to use the Python manage.py and run server command is there. By default 8000 port number is there. By default 8000 port number is there. Default port number, guys. Default port number. Okay na? So remember this one. After running the server for this application related any URLs there, we can execute those URLs. we can execute those URLs, guys. Clear, everyone? So this is we done, guys, already. This is we done already. So can see in the D drive. In the D drive, we created one folder. What is that folder, man? Last session we created. I forgot that folder. Online Django project. Anyone remember that one? Some folder we created a Django. I think here Django project. This one 10 a.m. Django batch starting is there, guys. So this is we created in the first data. So go to inside. This is the command prompt location, guys. So open this command prompt location, and in this location I want to create in this location I want to create all my projects. So open the command prompt, guys. Yeah. So wait one more time, guys. Excuse this all disturbance. So come on, all people not getting voice. Anybody is getting voice? Tell me. Last time. Any people getting my voice?
Sir, your voice is clear, sir. Your voice is clear, sir. Please continue.
Yes, yes. Why I'm asking, man, means somebody keep sending message to me. Why it's not getting? Maybe their side problem.
But now it is okay, sir.
Okay. If they are reconnected after login and again reconnected, they will continue successfully. But some people are not doing like that. They are sending messages. I'm getting doubt. Really, my voice coming or not? Yes. Okay. So now in this location, guys, this is our folder we created, guys. Now onwards, so many projects we are going to create in this location. Project 1, project 2, project 3, like that. End of the day, some real projects also we will discuss. Okay. So in D
Sir, we
drive,
are
10
unable to
a.m. Django batch.
hear your voice, sir.
Yes, yes. I'm getting
Are you
voice.
in mute, sir?
So in the 10 a.m. Django batch, I'm going to create. Yesterday, I created this demo project, guys. This demo project I created. Okay, na? So later in this demo project, you are going to get one application. One application you are getting, one project you are getting. And whenever I'm creating this project, one manage.py file also I'm getting. So this file is responsible to creating all applications or running the server or creating the tables or whatever you want. Whatever you want. That is the process, guys. So this session I'm getting sorry, guys, disturbance. The people who are getting voice also, guys, these people can wait. Myself, I will reconnect. Okay, myself, I will reconnect immediately within 2 minutes.
Sir,
Then
now I am
maybe
getting.
successful all people. What do you say, guys? All people
Sir,
okay
now I
now?
voice, sir. Yes, sir. Sujit, sir.
Okay, okay. Yes, yes. Yeah, guys, don't send message again. If you are not, other all people getting remaining people, so you can just unplug if anybody is not getting. So somebody Krishna is continuously connecting and lefting. So I don't know why that reason. So okay, I'm not going to see these messages, guys, now onwards until the session completing. Again, otherwise our flow is missing. Other people getting disturbance. Yeah, and also I'm telling. So somebody is not muted your speaker. Can mute all people. Otherwise, from your side, disturbance coming, guys. Sujit, don't unmute your speaker. At the end of the session, I will interact. So while I'm discussing subject, if you are having any doubts, can send message. Okay, I will see that message. I will give you explanation. Yeah, guys. So after creating this project, so this is acting like a root folder. in the root folder, our application name, our project name, and manage.py is coming automatically. And this is the default database SQLite 3. That is after running the server, we are getting, guys. After running the server, we are getting this file. If you are not running server, this is not getting. Okay. So these points, remember, guys, in the last session we discussed. So here some questions you are getting as interest questions. So what is Django? What is the use of Django? And how to installing the Django? Basic questions I'm telling. And later how to creating the Django project, how to creating the Django application, how to run the server, Django server, how we are running. So these all questions. And where default SQLite 3 database available, where available, inside our project root folder available. And when it is coming, guys, when it is coming after running the server. These all points we need to make like that. Then only any question we can answer in interviews. Okay, na? So okay, next after installing the Django, what file coming, guys? After installing the Django, what file coming? So Django -admin file is coming. Am I right? Django admin file after install Django, we are getting, guys. After installing the Django -admin file we are getting. So this is available in where? In Python software available, guys. In Python location, Python software location. In Python software location, this is available, guys. This file available. This file available. In Python software location, this file available, guys. In Python software script folder is there. There it is available. Okay. Now using this file, what we can do? Project we can create, guys. Project we can create using this file. Using this file. Clear this one? So about the Django -admin, I'm telling. After installing the Django module, we are getting this module, this file, and this is available in the Python software location. And using this file, we are able to creating the Django project. Project we can create. Okay. After creating the project, guys, then we are going to get the manage.py. After creating the project, okay. After creating the project, we are getting the manage.py. After creating Django project, after creating the Django project, manage.py is coming. And where it is available? So in the project folder only, guys. In the project folder, in the project folder only, in the project folder, available. It is available. It is available, guys. It is available. And using this manage.py, what we can do? What we can do? We can create. Application, guys. We can create application using this file. Okay, na? So these points, remember, guys, clearly. Sometimes people are asking, so Django -admin versus manage.py. Tell me something about those. So you need to give these all points. So okay, guys. Now using this Django -admin file and manage.py file. So right now we are going to create like this way one project, guys, a demo project and demo application. Okay, na? So that is available in our location where you are selecting. So here one point, remember, only project name and application name and manage.py all in parallel level you are getting. So all are available in the demo project location. This is acting like a root folder. In that root folder, this is a project and this is a application and this is a one command file to executing to creating application, to creating the tables, to running the server. Everything is done by this one now onwards. This is the main file. If this file is not there, our Django projects are not going to be working. Got it, guys? So remember basic structure. So here using the command prompt, if creating these things coming, using some IDs, guys. For example, if I'm opening this one, so here so many files there. For example, I'm going to select this settings.py file, open with my notepad. So here so many lines of code there, guys. So many lines of code, the default lines code, don't disturb. Okay, na? So here some more lines of code we are going to add depending on our situation, depending on our requirement. Okay. So to developing this code, guys, to add code into our project, so we need to use some IDEs. So some resources we require, guys. To developing the code, we required some resources. So here can see to develop the code or else to develop the project, we required we required we required some resources, environments, guys. So we required some resources to developing the code. So we have different kind of resources, guys. We have different kind of resources, editors, we have editors, and we have IDEs, guys. So at the time of learning Python, guys, people are going to use editors. Basic programming people can use editors, but real-time coding should be use IDEs, not editors. So what are the editors in our systems means? Notepad is one editor, guys. Notepad is one editor. So this is a one editor, guys, here. Okay. So here everything we need to type, no lines coming, no duplicate code coming, and if I'm removing 10 lines back, if I want to come, not coming again back, only one step only coming back, not all previous steps coming back. So like lot of problems there using the Notepad. So later we are going to use the Notepad plus plus, Notepad plus plus. After that we have Edit plus, guys. Advanced versions, compared to Notepad, this is having some colors, guys. For example, this is a Notepad. So here all line numbers coming. So far I typed this 34,000 lines something. Okay. So like all the line numbers we are getting the same line. If you want to get duplicate, Control D, duplicate line you are getting. So like a lot of benefits there. Okay. Na? So next IDLE also. When we are installing Python, guys, by default along with the Python we are getting IDLE, integrated development language environment, guys. Okay. So this is using this IDLE, we are going to be developing Python programs in the basic level, demo.py, example.py, like a number of programs, guys. So if you are using the Linux system, then nano you are getting default ID. So this is in Windows system default one, guys. Default by default coming in the Linux systems, people are going to get I think this one by default. Okay. So like so many editors there. So we are not required editors. Right now we are going to be developing the projects using the Django framework. So Django framework we are using means group of files together we are going to be developing. That's why IDEs we are going to use, guys. IDEs we are going to be using. So IDE stands for integrated development environments. Integrated development environments, guys. Integrated okay. So integrated development development environments. So this one IDE. IDE stands for integrated development environments. By using the IDEs, we can developing the code very speedily. Rapid development we can do, guys. Within the less time, we are going to developing the speedily our applications. And also using the IDEs only, we can connect with the database. We can installing the third-party modules. We can run the server directly. Like so many benefits there, guys. Using the IDEs. That's why in real time people are going to use these IDEs to developing the applications. Okay, na? So when you are learning Python, guys, so in your initial stage you are going to get about the IDEs more clearly. So I hope you all people knows about IDEs, maybe PyCharm or maybe Visual Studio or maybe Sublime Text or anything. Am I right? All people. So all Python people using at least any IDE, guys. Most of the Python people are using the PyCharm. That's why I'm going to teach about that. Okay, na? Yes. So we have so many IDEs, guys. For example, PyCharm. For example, PyCharm IDE is there. PyCharm IDE. Next, Sublime Text is there. Sublime Text is there. Atom is there. Atom is there. Eclipse is there. NetBeans is there. NetBeans. And VCS, Visual Code Studio is there. Like so many are there, guys. So whatever you are familiar, you can install that and you can work using that. You can do it working. Okay, na everyone? So in our session, we are going to be discussing this PyCharm. Sometimes we are going to be discussing with the Sublime Text. So majorly, I'm going to tell you about the PyCharm. Using this PyCharm, what shortcuts there, like these all things we are going to be discussing. Got it? So now download, guys. Download PyCharm. Download PyCharm. Guys, why I'm telling these all points means some people don't know about these ideas. When they are learning about the Python, when they are learning Python, only by using default IDLE, lot of people are doing practice. That's why about the IDs, I'm telling information. Why required, how installing all the things. So download PyCharm IDE, guys. Download PyCharm IDE from internet, from Google simply, from internet, and install it, guys. So open the browser. Now here, type it, guys. PyCharm downloads for Windows. PyCharm download. So many links you are going to get. So open any one link, guys. So this PyCharm is developed by JetBrains company. JetBrains. So simply you are going to get this one, guys. Okay, so PyCharm download. Guys, here two types of PyCharm there. What are the version? What are the platform you are using? Windows or Mac or Linux? Mac means like Apple OS. Okay, so you can select by default. This is a window. I selected this one, and now here professional version is there. Community version is there. Professional is there. Community version is there. If you are learning Python, guys, only pure Python programs if you want to do, then you can download this community version, and this is a free source, guys. This is a free and open source. No need to pay any amount. Freely we can download and we can use this one. Okay, and pure Python development we can do it. Community version, guys. At the time of learning Python, you can install this one. Okay, na? So now we are learning Django, guys. Right now we are going to do Django projects. So Django projects you are going to do means professional version you are going to be developing. Okay, so using this professional version, so scientific applications, web applications with HTML, JavaScript, database, like all together we can do. But using community version not possible web development. Okay, so and this is a free trial is there, guys. A free trial is there means only 30 days working if you are downloading this one. After 30 days, it is going to be asking your license period, license key asking, license username password asking, or else activation code asking. So if you are giving that, if you are buying that license 1 year, you can work with that. Okay, guys. So I don't want to buy, but I want to use n number of days. Then what you are going to do means, so every time we need to download and install. After 1 month, just uninstall, which is available in our system. Again, download and install. This is all a matter of 10 minutes. Every 30 days, 10 minutes you are going to be spending. Clear, guys, everyone? So previously, previously my old batch I given activation code 1 year worked successfully 1 year worked, but recently I did not given, and I'm not maintaining activation code anything. So that's why simply you guys can download and install after 1 month. If it is expired, then again uninstall and again install. Clear, guys, everyone? So just download it, and one file downloading, and go to there and double click it. Next it is asking. So when you are going to be installing, so that is asking some instructions. According to that instructions, you can do it, guys. So if you are getting doubts, PyCharm, Google will give you guys anything for you if you are asking correctly questions. So PyCharm installation steps. PyCharm installation steps. So PyCharm, 2-3 links you can open, then somewhere you are going to get the steps properly. PyCharm installation. So this is the PyCharm. So for that Python installation, like everything, people are going to show you guys. So this is the Python related. Python installation all done. And now here onwards PyCharm, install the PyCharm, okay. So here from this location you are going to be downloading as, after downloading, this is the professional version, professional developers version you are downloading, and then next here download button you are clicking. After downloading then steps one by one you are going to be following. So here community version they downloaded guys. For the Python, for the Django professional version you can download, okay. So next it is asking like next guys, so you can click next. So it is asking where I need to install. Default location is in C drive program files, JetBrains company like this. Default location coming, just select the default one only. So next you are going to click okay. So whenever you are clicking next guys, like this one one thing is displaying. So here add launcher path, simply add path checkbox is there, you can select. If you are adding this one guys, if you are selecting this one, then Python path automatically adding in the environment variables for this PyCharm also. In the PyCharm also, what Python you are going to use. So in your system Python 3.7 or 3.8 or 3.9 you are using, so that Python path automatically selecting, okay. And your system is a 32-bit system or 64-bit system, you can check it your OS, that is you can select, okay. So and this .py also you can select, this is not required. So .py file means whenever you are creating any file guys, no need to give .py extension, automatically taking, okay. And then next going to click this next guys. If you want you can select this one also, that is optional, JRE, Java runtime execution environment you are going to get, okay. So next you're going to click next, and then with this name JetBrains name coming as in the installed program file section, click on install. Then some process is going guys, and then finally it is asking finish button. When you are clicking that finish button, then automatically successfully installed. So after installing guys, in our system, if you want to open, PyCharm is coming like this icon. This is the icon guys, PC PyCharm. So just you can click here, it is going to open one window. It is going to be open one window. That window is looks like this one. Looks like this one. Okay. So forget about code. Guys. So that is having so many menus here. So many menus are there. Our application is there, and here are so many sections there, and here so many sections there. Because of these all things, so many advantages we are going to get while developing our application. Clear this one? So just download and install, that is your responsibility guys. Download and install, that is your responsibility. So many tutorials there, so many YouTube channels there explaining the PyCharm, how downloading and installing. Just watch that one and or else go through like these sites guys, steps. So every step you are going to get here while installing. So clear everyone? Yes. So download the PyCharm IDE from internet and install it. After installing, simply open it guys. Open it and create open it and create Django projects and create Django projects. Okay na? So this is the process guys. Open it and create the Django projects. So right now in this D drive, in the D drive, we created one folder 10 AM Django batch. In that we created one demo project guys. So this is I want to open guys. This is I want to open with PyCharm. So this is my PyCharm guys. So after opening, here menus there. Here menus there guys. So file menu is there. First one, file menu is there. So click on the file menu guys. Then one window is open guys. In this window so many lines there, forget about all. What we required we will discuss slowly we'll understanding. So click on the file first. Next, if you want to create new Django project, you can select this one guys. So that is a later sessions we will discuss. So I want to open existing project already I created. That's why I click on the open. Okay, click on the file, click on the open. Then our system is going to be opened. So I'm going to click on open guys. So my computer is opened. So your project where available, in D drive available or E drive available or anywhere where available, go to that location. See here, this is one project, guys. One batch folder. They're all projects what we done. Like that, we are maintaining all the batches related. So right now we created, guys, in the D drive. So we created one folder which name is this one, 10 a.m. Django. 10 a.m. Django. This is my folder. So expand this folder, guys. In this folder right now we created demo project. This is a root folder, guys. Root folder. In this folder we have our application name, we have our project name, we have manage.py, like that. So you need to select this root folder, guys. You need to select root folder, click on OK. Next, this window and new window is coming. This window, if I'm clicking, guys, this existing PyCharm is going to be closing and open our new application with the new PyCharm. Okay, otherwise this is also I want to maintain here, and the new PyCharm I want to open means new window you are clicking. So right now you can see all my 3 PyCharms available, okay, with the 3 different projects. So now you can see, guys, by default you are going to get, so here minimize, your bottom process is going, that's why we need to do changing. Process is going, guys, here. Now by default like this coming, guys, you need to expand this folder. You need to expand this folder. After expanding, application name and project name is coming. Each one you can expand. So I told, guys, whenever we created project, this is the project. So in this location available, guys. So this is acting like a root folder. In this root folder, we are going to get one folder which is application name folder. In this application folder, so we are going to get 6 files I told, guys, and one folder we are getting. One folder, migrations folder we are calling, migrations folder, and 6 files. And now this is our project name, guys. In this project again 4 files you are going to get. Okay, and one manage.py you are getting. So this is the project structure. Remember, we got it. So after creating and you are opening it to PyCharm, first settings.py file you can open, guys. Each file is doing what I will tell. Wait. Okay, so we have architecture, guys. Big one full session required to discuss that architecture. So right now almost the time is completing, that's why I'm going to discuss that architecture in the next session. So before that, these files I'm going to be explaining. So can see, guys, here settings.py file. First to open this settings.py file. Settings.py file. Here so many lines of code is there. Don't disturb any existing line, guys. You don't know why required any line, every line. So that's why don't disturb right now. So go to the installed app section. This is one list of applications there, guys. Here installed applications. So these all are by default coming along with Django. Whenever we created one application using the Django, these all are default applications. Previously I told, guys, at the time of discussing features about the Django. So Django by default coming with one admin site to interact with our application related admin site. Django coming by default with authentication application. Using this application, username, password, logins, these all things, login, logout, these all things ready-madely we can develop. Okay, so using the messages module, for example, using the messages module, user-friendly messages, your account created successfully, or your account created, your registration created successfully. Now you are able to do login, or else your registration not done. Like user friendly messages we can make it, guys. Please enter the user valid username, password, like messages we are going to be writing. Static files means HTML CSS concept is there, guys. External CSS presentation, external JavaScript images, these things if you want to work, then static files application is required. And who login, I'm going to send one request, guys. So this request sending person name is what, email is what, like that. Django by default understanding by using these sessions. Okay, sessions and content types are working together. So like these all are default applications. Forget about these all things are not required right now. Later we have sessions, that time we will discuss. Okay, so go to the installed app section. Here end of the line guys, end of the line. So string format, add our application name. So in the settings.py file, this is our application name, demo app. So demo app, like this you are going to add our application guys. So parallelly only if you are adding also no problem. So add our application name inside our installed app section, then only this application and this project link is happening, bonding is happening, bonding is created. Okay, so the applications which are available inside this installed app section, those are going to be running successfully, those are going to be running successfully. Okay guys, so add our application name guys here. After adding, we are going to run the server. So here I told Django by default coming with one default database which is SQLite 3, and that database related settings available automatically here. If you are going to connect with MySQL, then we need to change here MySQL database information. If you want to connect with Oracle, then going to change Oracle information here. Okay, so like inside the databases section, we are going to add DB details. By default, SQLite 3 DB details are coming automatically. Okay, na? So right now I don't want to disturb here. We have database section. There we will discuss much more about the DB. How we adding what modules required, like everything we will discuss. Okay, guys. So just today my intention is here, add my application name inside the installed app section, and also one more point. So you can minimize here. Now guys here, so demo app application name, project name, and manage.py is there. After running the server, you are getting this one. Already yesterday, previous session only we ran our server. Okay, using the run server command. From the command prompt I executed. That's why this db.sqlite3 came. Okay now guys, so using the PyCharm, how we are going to be executing here, using this PyCharm, how we are executing this project, means here bottom side terminal is there guys. Bottom side terminal is there. This terminal is nothing but a command prompt only guys. So here command prompt we opened D drive Django 10 am batch so and so folder, okay, so and so data. So in this location my project is there. Where your current project is there, up to that location command prompt coming here. We opened. So if I'm clicking this terminal, same location you are going to get guys. Okay. So in the D drive 10 am batch demo project folder is also there. Demo project folder is also there. Okay. If you are creating here guys, then we need to change the location like demo project, cd demo project. Now up to this location automatically coming here. So now you are going to execute guys, python managed .py, python managed.py run server, python manage.py run server, and by default it is executing with 8000. I told 8000 I told guys. Okay na? So if you are not giving this 8000 also automatically running with that. If you are not giving also, if you want to use any other port number, then we can use like this guys, number, some number we are going to use port number. So we have some range of numbers, only those range we can give. I will tell later. So now we run the server guys. Okay, so just click on here guys, then automatically in your system what is your default browser is there, that is going to be opened with this URL with 9090. So 127.0.0.1 means this is the local host guys. In every system, your system, my system, by default IP address is this one. Instead of this local host also we can write a naming, domain name, local host column 9090, like that also we can execute. So this local host nothing but this 127.0.0.1. okay, so the install worked successfully, congratulations. Default one you are getting guys. So later development we will do. So before developing the coding, so architecture is there guys, Django architecture. So Django follows what architecture? can you explain about Django architecture? Very important question, guys. N number of interviews, if you are attending, almost n number of interviews, you are going to get same question. Basic flow. If you are telling that basic flow, then people are going to ask questions. First of all, if you basic flow, then management people, that company people are not interested to hire you. Clear? So that is the architecture point we will discuss. So far what I explained here, installing the Django, creating the Django project, creating the application and running the application, and installing the PyCharm, open our project with PyCharm. So that is we discussed, guys. Basic code we discussed. So now architecture is there, guys. Architecture. Django follows MVT architecture, guys. Django follows MVT architecture. Some other languages like Java and .NET, guys. Some other languages like Java and .NET. Okay, so follows MVC architecture, guys. MVC architecture. Okay, so Django follows MVT, but Java and .NET follows MVC. So if you are a Java developer or if you are a .NET developer, people are going to learn much more about the MVC. Okay, so we are what? We are the Django developer. That's why we are going to discussing much more about the MVT architecture. Okay, so sometimes, guys, so Django follows what architecture? Can you explain about that architecture? Very important question. And sometimes, so tell me differences between MVT and MVC architecture. MVT versus MVC architecture, people are going to ask. Okay, guys. So now you can see. So MVT stands for model views templates, guys. Where M stands for models. Okay, so models are used for database logics, guys. Models are used for database logics. Okay, na? So next, views. Views stands for V stands for views. So views are required for business logics. Next, T stands for templates. Templates required for presentation logics. Presentation logics. So database logics, business logics, presentation logics. So I told, guys, starting I told, if you want to developing any one application, 3 layers required, 3-layer code required. So you can consider this is a database related database code we are going to write here. Okay, now backend code we are writing as nothing but business code we are writing here. Okay, so now here presentation code we are going to write. Presentation code we are going to write here. Presentation code. Okay, so database related MySQL or Oracle or something I saw. Database related coding, by using these models we can do it. By using these models, so we can see, guys, by using this model you can do it. Database related coding, guys. Database related coding. Okay, na? So okay, business code, guys. Using the inside view we are going to do business coding. Inside the view we are going to do business coding, and inside the templates, guys, inside the templates we are going to do presentation logics. Okay, na, guys? So database code required, business code required, presentation code required. Database code inside the models.py, one Python file coming by default in our Django. So inside the models.py database related code we are writing. Inside the views.py business related code we are writing. Inside the templates folder, these two are Python files, guys. Models and views are Python files, models.py, views.py. But templates is a folder. In this folder, all our presentation related logics, presentation related HTMLs we are maintaining. So presentation nothing but HTML, guys. Login HTML, logout HTML, home HTML, contact HTML, like that. all our HTML files we are maintaining in this templates folder. Okay guys, so if you are developing these three files guys, a model file, views file, templates folder, if you are developing these three, then we are able to I mean you are nothing but developing the database related and business code and presentation code. So totally front end with back end, total development we can do it, front end with back end. Okay now everyone. So here one famous question is there guys, one famous question is there. Django follows MVT architecture. Even though Django follows MVT architecture, whenever we are creating Django project and application name using the Django guys, using the Django command prompt, so only model and views coming but not templates, guys. Okay, so even why templates folder is an optional folder, why templates folder is an optional folder even though Django follows MVT architecture? People are asking us very important question. So Django follows MVT architecture, but templates folder optional folder. Why? What is the reason? If template folder not there means no presentation is there. So presentation is not there means only backend code available for our application without front end. Okay, that's why templates must be required. But by default, why not coming? Even though Django follows architecture MVT. Okay, na? If you want, you can see guys here. So in the application you can see we have models, we have views, but no templates, no templates folder guys. If you want you can see in another program, so can see here you are having templates folder right now, templates folder, same like application name, project name, we are having templates folder also. Okay, so this is using the PyCharm. If I created, this is automatically coming. Using the command prompt, if I created a project name and application name, this templates folder not coming inside our application or project folder. Got it? So why not coming templates means inside the views only guys, inside the views only business logics we can write, plus presentation logics we can write, business logics we can write plus the presentation logics also we can write. Okay, so database logics there, business code, backend code is there, presentation code is there inside view. That's why model and views only coming, totally front end back end completing guys. That's why templates is an optional folder. But inside views only, if we are writing a business code and presentation code, some drawbacks there. That is at the time of discussing templates, I will tell clearly multiple programs we are going to do about the templates. That day we will discuss why not templates folder coming by default, why coming only model views. Okay, so right now remember this one guys, this knowledge remember. So in views only business code we are writing, in templates presentation code we are writing. Clear everyone? Yeah, so other languages follows the MVC architecture guys, MVC architecture. Now here also models, nothing but models, nothing but M stands for models guys. So in the MVC architecture also M stands for models. Using the models database logics only we are going to be performing, okay. Next view stands for V stands for views. Using the views business logics we are writing. Okay na? Now here business logics we are going to write by using the controllers, business logics we are going to write by using the controllers. C guys, C. Okay na? So next presentation code inside the views we are writing guys. So using the views presentation code we are writing. Okay na? So remember Django follows MVT architecture, model views templates, model views templates. The model is required for developing the database coding, views required for developing the business coding, and templates required for developing the presentation coding. So other languages follows the MVC architecture, or else MCV architecture, whatever you want, you can take it. Generally, model views controller, people are calling MVC. So using the models, database logics only we are writing, but using the controllers, business code we are writing in Java. Using the views, presentation code we are writing in the Java. But in our Django, using the templates, presentation code we are writing. Differences there, guys. You need to remember these things. You need to give these all points, guys. Django follows MVT architecture, where M stands for models. Using the models, we are able to developing the database related coding for our application. And V stands for views. Using the views, business logics of our application, we can write whatever we want. Using the templates, all presentation coding we are going to be maintaining. Whereas Java is follows MVC. So where M stands for models only for database logics, V stands for views to maintaining the presentation logics, C stands for controllers to maintaining the business logics. Okay, guys. So these points remember. Django architecture, and each file is for what purpose. Each file is what purpose. Now this architecture, guys, MVT related one big diagram we need to discussing. The diagram required off session, guys, a big session. So that is in the next session. Architecture I'm going to discuss. So from the browser, whenever we are sending the URL, how that URL is getting response. So that URL is calling one view calling one model calling database, like all procedure is there. So in the tomorrow session with the diagrammatically, we are going to be discussing. Okay. So far architecture only we discussed. Installation Django, creating projects, and installing the PyCharm, and about the architecture. So in the tomorrow session, guys, this MVT architecture related diagram, we are Django developers, that's why we are going to be discussing about this. If you are a Java developer, people are going to discuss about this MVC. So right now we don't require MVC, we require MVT. So this is in the next session. Clearly I'm going to be explaining. Don't miss it, guys. So architecture is very, very important. According to architecture, regularly we are going to be developing applications. Okay. So one more last point here. So this is my application, guys, Django project. So this project is running with the port number is what? Running with the port number 8000. So if you want to stop this server, guys, here you can move it like this. If you want to stop the server, Control C, guys, you can press the Control C. You can press the Control C, then stopping this server. Okay. If you want to run, guys, Python manage.py run server. So here can see 90909. I'm taking 5 digits. So can see what you are getting. Previously 4 digits worked. 9090 successfully got it. But right now what you are getting? Overflow error. Okay. So port number must be in this range, guys. 0 to 65,535. 0 to 65,535 port number is required. Okay, na? So in the last time I used what? 9090. So this is in between this range only there, guys. This is 65,000, this is 9,000 only. That's why worked. So now I given last one more number recently one more number I given, means this is 9,000 plus 90,000 plus. Am I right? So 90,909, guys. But the range number, port number range is what? 65,000 only. Means more than 65,000 is there, guys. That's why this port number is not worked. 5-digit number. Okay, na? So if you are giving 5 digits number also, guys, in between this range we can give it. In between this range we can give it any number. Again here condition is, guys, 0 to 1024. 0 to 1024 numbers don't use. Okay. So don't use. These numbers are reserved for general applications, guys. I mean, softwares they are designing OS, these all things. Okay. So Microsoft OS, like software designing. So in the software's default applications there to run the laptop or computer, some server running internally, phase related. Every server is running with one port number, guys. So like this, 0 to 10, 1024 means 1024 numbers are reserved for other purpose, reserved already. So we need to use from 1025 onwards, 1025 onwards, up to 65,535 we can use. That's why generally 4-digit number above the 4-digit number above the 1024 means from 1025 onwards we can use it. From 1025 onwards we can use it. Okay guys, everyone. So remember guys that one. So right now here I'm showing a basic URLs only, guys. So Control C executing. Now 9090. This is going to be working. Yes, guys. Now run the server. We can execute. So remember so far here, guys. Remember so far this one. And in the next session, architecture I'm going to discussing. So and so many files there. Each file is what purpose? Admin is doing what, model is doing what, views doing what, like that. All major about the major files we are going to be discussing. Okay. So once this architecture completing, and now we have so many files. So we are going to be developing basic code. Okay. So thank you guys. I'm going to stop now this, and if you are having any queries, you can ask after stopping. Yeah. So guys, do you have any queries? Anyone having queries? Now you can unmute your speaker, sir. You can ask your doubts, sir. Is there anyone new one?
No, sir. Sir, please bring the notes, sir, material.
Anvika.
Please
You
share
did
the
not
note.
get receiving. Yes, you are not receiving mail.
No, sir.
Okay, I'll check it, guys. What is happened? So up to here, MVT architecture related, you are going to get definitely. Surely, I will share, guys, today. So
Yes, sir.
here default server is there. Default server is there. Django by default coming with the server. So directly we are going to run that server. Default servers, guys. Okay. So later, if you want, we can use AWS related AWS accounts. If you are having, you can use those servers, like different kind of servers there. That is later matter. First, Django to developing the code as a student purpose of you developing the code. Django by default coming with the default server. We are going to run with that server with the default port number 8000. So right now I'm using multiple PyCharms, guys. Here one project I opened. Here another project I opened. The same port number not running multiple applications. That's why different port numbers we are going to give each time when we are executing. Okay, na? So almost all the demo sessions completing, guys. So installation also we discussed today. Also we discussed so just architecture we discussed right now today. That architecture related one diagram I will explaining in the tomorrow session, and regularly we are going to developing the programs only. Okay, concept related program, everyday concept, and same day only program also. So initial days, all these platforms, how installing, how these all are working, like all the things we are discussing. So once basic concepts completing, then development we can do it. Okay. Yeah. Any other?
Sir, you are using which version, sir? Python for Django?
Yeah. So I told you guys in the demos, whatever the version you want, you can use. And right now, if you want to follow my versions, that is also your visa. Okay. So I'm using a Python, guys. I'm using the Python 3.7 version, 3.7, Python 3.7, 3.6, 3.8, 3.9, whatever you want, you can use. So my students, some students are using my version only initial days. Later they are going to do updating or degrading, whatever they want. And some people are downloading all latest versions, so they are working with latest versions. That is all your wish. So Python 3.7 I'm using. So next Django version, guys. Django version 2.0.5 I'm using right now. So some sessions, after completing some sessions 3.0 also I will use 3x version upgrading. Okay, so initially I'm using this 2 version. Later how we are upgrading and using that, how we are working, like I will show you. Okay, so here MySQL I'm using, MySQL database, MySQL DB. So database MySQL I'm using and MongoDB I'm using. In our sessions I will teach about both MySQL and MongoDB. Okay na? So here MySQL 5.5 I'm using, guys. Now 5.5 version I'm using right now. Okay, so 5.5, 5.6, 5.7, 8.0, like different versions there. So if you are using, guys, a Django version this, then up to 5.7 we can use databases. Okay, so Django 2.2 or above, Django 2.2 or above versions, if you are going to use, then MySQL database 8.0 is required. MySQL 8.0 is required. Okay na? So that's why if I'm installing directly latest version of Django, actually I'm using MySQL what 5.5. So this latest version is not supporting. That time I need to install MySQL 8.0. Okay na?
Hello, sir.
So that is the process.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, tell
This
me.
is sir. Just now
Yeah,
I
yeah, tell me.
installed Python. Sorry, PyCharm new version, sir.
Yeah.
Hello. When I am
Yeah, yeah.
typing the
Go ahead.
command, when I am typing the command Python space manage.py run server, it is
Hmm.
showing a no operable program or batch file, sir.
Hmm. So here,
Yes, sir.
first time, guys. So right now program I did not develop. That's why I didn't explain right now. So next session I have this all planning. So in the PyCharm after open this PyCharm, so we need
Okay.
to add our Python environment variables, guys. So click on
Okay.
this file, and whenever we are going to create project, simply I'm going to create new project. So here pure Python is there by default. You can select the Django. So I'm clicking the Django. So now in so and so folder, guys, where you want to create this Django projects. So like you can select your location, guys. You can select, for example, this is our folder 10 a.m. Django. This is our batch related. So I selected here, guys, D drive 10 a.m. Django batch. So now here project name, these all things next session I will show you. So first now here you are doing using command prompt. You done using the command prompt using the PyCharm. Hello, please ask this question.
Hello, sir. This is Sujit, sir. Sir. Tell me, sir, now.
Sujit, using command prompt are you created project?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so interoperable command you are getting, am I right? So
Right, right.
that command when you are getting, we need to add the Python environment variable setups, pip command setups, all the things, guys. So
Okay.
using the PyCharm, how we are going to add, this is in the next session I will explaining. Here a lot of environments there, I will explaining
Okay.
in the next session. So now
Okay.
here whenever we are using, sometimes error we are getting, Python is not recognized as an internal or external command, like something. Okay, so those kind of errors if you want to solve, then Python interpreter locations we need to add, guys. So after installing the Python, guys, after installing the Python, for example in the system, guys, so this is a computer, this PC, right click on that, click on the properties, click on the advanced system settings, and click on the environment variables. And now here path is there, guys. Path is there in system variable there, in user variable there. I created in user variables. So click on the path, guys. Click on the path. So now you can see. So here we are having two files, guys. First one is what? Python 3.7 scripts. In this location, what is there? Pip command is there. Pip command is there, guys. In this script folder, pip is there. Python installer package. Using this pip, we are going to be installing the Django module or any other third-party modules. So when you are going to work with the pip command, this environment variable we need to add here. That is one reason. And next, this is what? Python interpreter, main Python sub is running with the interpreter, guys. Interpreter. So my interpreter is available in this location. These two environment variables we need to add. Then only from the command prompt we can execute the commands, Python commands. Okay, can check it these things properly there or not. Ending slash also required, guys. Scripts slash 3.7 slash like that. Okay, after adding these things, guys, after adding these things, then we can get successfully. So how we are adding those things? So you can see here in the C drive, in the C drive. So we have users. In the users, can see, guys, in my system 3.7 is there, 3.9 is there. Depending on timing, depending on batches, depending on requirement, I will use different versions. Okay, so my default version not 2.7, not 3.9. My default version is the 3.7. So click on the users, click on the username. This is my username. In your system, your username is there. Click on the app data. This app data by default a hidden folder, hiding. So that's why you can click this view, guys. Click on the views, guys. Whenever you are clicking view, here one hidden item checkbox showing. So select this hidden items. After selecting this hidden folder, going to be enabling, showing. Now you are going to be selecting this one. So now inside that local is there. Inside this programs there, somewhere programs there. Inside programs, Python is there. Inside Python 3.7 version is there. So this location you are going to be copying, including ending slash, guys. Ending slash. Okay. So this location you are going to be copy and you are going to do adding here. You are going to do adding here. This one. Next, in this location only scripts folder is there. Go to the scripts folder and copy this one. Here pip is there. This location you are going to give here. Okay, check it, guys. Those two things. And so after everything you are going to click okay. So open your command prompt. Python, you can type it. So if you are getting like this, your Python prompt working successfully. After typing Python, you need to get like this. So Sujit, from
Sir,
your
sir.
side, when you are opened your speaker, if you are unmuting, lot of sound coming, you are unable to find that sound. Others getting that sound. Okay, na?
Okay, sir. Got it.
Check it that one your side, and
Okay.
in the regular session in class must be mute your speaker, and when you have doubt you can send message, and end of the
Okay.
session I will interact regularly.
Right. Okay.
So any other? Otherwise I will close at 11:30 our session. I'm telling guys again one more time. So you guys must be communicate with online team and do registration, guys, if you want to continue this batch. Okay. So no doubt at all, I'll take care about the projects, how developing all things. So if you are satisfied with these all demos, you can do it connecting. Otherwise, they are going to do changing link very soon. That time you are not going to get again new link. So, and the people who registered, I'll share, guys, today definitely 100% I'll share material. Okay, na? Thank you. See you tomorrow.